Hey guys, welcome back. So I wanted to do the tag video of everything under £10 that Tati's created. I'm gonna do a dark smoky eye, so I'm starting with my eyes. And here I'm applying a black base. I'm using the Rimmel Scandaleyes kohl pencil in black. I'm applying this onto the lid and just stopping short of the crease. And I'm using the same pencil to line my waterline, and I'm going to tightline. So I want the entire rim of my eye to be black. I am going to blend out that base on the lid using a synthetic brush, and this brush is part of the Real Techniques dupe set that I bought off Amazon. I've done a review on these brushes and I'll link that review down below. They're really good brushes and it blends out the product really well. And then here I decided to put some corrector on my dark circles because they just look so much worse once the black base was on. So yeah, decided to put some corrector concealer on. I'm using the Mehron cheek cream with the LA Girl Pro Conceal in medium beige. I've just mixed the two up on the back of my hand and I'm just applying this under my eyes. And because I have product left over, I'm just using this to color correct around my mouth as well. And the brush that I'm using is a Morphe E27. Now with smoky, like especially dark smoky eyes, you need to make sure your dark circles are corrected if you do have dark circles. So here I'm starting out with building up the crease. I'm using the I Heart Chocolate palette by Makeup Revolution. I'm using a Morphe brush and I'm going to build up the color. So I want it to go from light to dark, light being the color under my brow bone to dark along my lash line. And so I started out with the lightest tone brown in the palette, then went for the medium tone brown, and now I'm going in with the medium to dark tone brown, and this is more of a reddish brown, just to add warmth to the eyeshadow look. The entire eyeshadow look is with matte colors. And then for the main lid, I've gone in with the dark brown. This is more like a cool tone brown, cool tone to neutral brown. So the warm brown in the crease just balances the entire look. I am packing this color on. I go back and repeat the step about 3 or 4 times just to get a good depth of color. And then I'm blending it as I go into the crease. So the most depth of color is along my lash line. And then I've just gone back in with that warm tone brown, just to blend that into the crease again, just to make sure that there's still warmth there. And then using the shimmer highlight shade from the same palette, I'm applying this under my brow bone. I'm using the same brush, I just keep wiping it off. Just trying to keep the product list to a minimum. Now here I'm adding this cream highlighter by KIKO. You don't need to do this if you want to try and save the amount of products that you're using, but because I've gone for a matte smoky eye, I did want the maximum amount of glow I could get on my skin. So I'm just applying this onto my cheekbones, bridge of my nose, above my eyebrows, cupid's bow and chin. And then I'm going in with the NYX Stay Matte Not Flat foundation in warm beige, and I'm just dotting this onto my face, and then I'm going to use a damp Real Techniques sponge just to blend it out. The reason I put the highlighter on first and then the foundation on top is because it gives me that glow from within look, but I am going to top up with a powder highlighter as well. So I'm just blending this out just by stamping the sponge onto my face, and by stamping it on it's going to give me the maximum amount of coverage as opposed to swiping the sponge across my face. And then going back in with the same LA Girl Pro Conceal, and this is a medium beige. I'm applying this quite heavily under my eyes. Like I said at the start, I need to make sure that my dark circles are completely covered, and so I'm going in with quite a heavy application of this. And then using the same Morphe brush, the E27, I'm blending that out and blending it into the foundation. I am using the brush to shape up my eyeshadow as well, and I'm making sure to blend into the inner corners of my eyes where I am the darkest. And then applying whatever's left on the brush on the bridge of my nose, on my cupid's bow and on my chin and on my forehead as well. This is just to balance the lighter colors on my face. And then using the Freedom Brow Pomade, I'm doing my eyebrows. I am going to skip through this pretty fast and definitely only going to do one eyebrow on camera because it's quite boring to watch. But I'm using, again, another brush from that same Real Techniques dupe set. And this is the angle brush from it. And then, again, using the same kohl pencil that I used at the start, I'm just reapplying this onto my lash line. And then using the same angle brush that I used for my eyebrows, I'm just smudging this out. Just to get a soft line onto my lash line. And then using the same brush, I'm just blending that, the kohl pencil that I used earlier on my lower waterline, I'm just blending that out onto my lash line. And then to blow that out a bit more, I'm using all three colours that I used in my crease onto my lash line, and I'm using the same brush that I used to apply the main lid colour for this. So I'm just blending it out onto my lower lash line, and I'm not worried about it coming low down. I want it really smoky. And I'm just connecting it onto the outer corners on the upper lid. And then to set my under eye, and I do this quite often, but I don't think I've ever done it on camera, so I thought I'd show you. But I'm just using a setting spray to set my under eye concealer and the rest of my face. And this is the Dewy Finish setting spray from NYX. I really do like this. They have one that's a matte setting spray as well, if you don't like the dewy finish. Then for contour, I'm using my Sleek Face Form palette in dark and another brush from that Real Techniques dupe set. And I'm just applying this onto the hollows of my cheeks, across my temples, and down my jawline as well. And I'm blending this out really well. I am going for a fairly harsh contour because, well, I wanted a really glam look, and I just found with the smoky eyes and the really dewy skin, it just looked better with a really contoured face. And this brush is really good. It blended out the product really well. And then for blush, I'm actually going to just use a bronzer, and I'm using the bronzer from the same palette, and I'm applying this just above the contour line and blending that in really well. It did apply a bit heavy, so I am going to just mute it down and blend it into my skin a bit with the Real Techniques brush, sponge. So I'm just pushing that along the edges and just blending that in better. And then using the highlight from the eyeshadow palette, I'm applying that onto my cheekbones and everywhere that I applied the cream highlighter from KIKO. This is a beautiful highlight. It's champagne color, and it pops so nicely on the skin. It is stunning. And then I found that with the bronzer on, I needed to balance the warmth on my eyes and my cheeks. So I'm going back in with that warm brown from the palette and just deepening up the crease with that warm brown. So not so much for depth, but more for the red in that brown. So just to add a bit more warmth into the look. And I wanted to contour my nose because I found that it just looked a bit bare, so I've gone in with the blending brush that I used on my eye. I just again wiped it off and contoured my nose, and then blended that in again with the sponge. And then for lipstick, I'm sorry I didn't show you the product, but I'm using the Sleek Matte Me lipstick in the shade Velvet Slipper, and I'm just applying this onto my lips. For some reason my camera stopped recording, so I don't have the full clip of me applying the lipstick, but I apply this entirely onto my lips without a lip liner. And then just to mute down the color a bit, I've applied the same concealer from before, just taken a little dab of it onto my finger and blended that onto my lips, and mostly onto the center part, so I've still got the line, almost like a lip line from the actual lipstick. And then I forgot to do the inner highlight, so I'm doing that now, and I'm using the same highlight from the I Heart Chocolate palette. I'm using my finger to apply it, and then using the same brush that I've been using from the start just to blend that out. And with that, the look is complete. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any requests, please let me know again in the comments below, and I'll be happy to film that. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you did like this video, and please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you all next week. Bye.